Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Left Side, Strong Side. I'm your host, Chancel, joined by my co-host, Jacob London and Jeffrey Kahn. We took last week off because of Christmas, of course, and yeah, we are back a little later this week because New Year's was on Tuesday. Things fell on Tuesday this week. Point is, we are back to talk about all the goings on of mostly NFL Week 17. We'll talk about some other stuff too, so we did miss a week. I'm sure we can roll things into conversation. But yeah, we're here to talk about all the goings on and maybe some college football. I didn't know if we had the banner ready for that. Maybe some college football.
College football.
Hey. There we go. Yeah, college ball playoffs are the second round just concluded. Interesting twists in the second round. Literally every single team that had a bye lost.
Yep.
Every single one.
And one team nearly gave Chance a heart attack.
Yes.
Can we explain what was your emotional waypoint through that entire game? Because you got real cocky at the start. You were really cocky at the start.
Did you see how they were playing? How could I not?
This is the Arizona State game, right? Just
yes,
to clarify.
This is the
AFC Texas.
Which is funny because like my brother goes to A&M, so like that's his rival versus my rival. So either way, one of us is not going to be happy going forward. But
yeah,
it was looking real bad. Cam Scadaboo looked like a fucking scrub. Then there was a safety, and the second half happened, and then the Texas and both these teams looked like completely different teams.
Yeah.
Then I think what was like a missed fourth. It was like a missed fourth down conversion. Texas got the ball back. All they had to do was kick a field goal to, extend their lead. They miss. ASU gets the ball back. A bad targeting penalty that I'm shocked was not called.
That's egregious no call. Absolutely egregious.
But if you watch that game, there was an OPI that wasn't called.
Oh, it was. No, I agree with that.
So that was 100% a makeup call.
Yeah.
So Texas got the ball back. They had a chance to put it away again. But then then the kicker points, and we went into overtime.
It's a comedy of errors.
It was.
The last 3 minutes of that. Oh, the last quarter of that game was just genuinely filled with just what the hell is happening in this game, and was just hilarious. And yeah,
lot of close of Cam Scadaboo's helmet off. Very Italian.
So that game, easily the best ones of the college playoffs so far, because all of these games have been terrible.
Yes.
But today, yesterday, biggest shock. Oregon's gone.
Ohio State showed up. I'll give props again. I've been very critical of Ryan Day as a coach, very justifiably. I will say very justifiably. But he got his squad ready to play in that Rose Bowl.
They ready to play. They was scary. That was a statement win of shit. Okay, Ohio State might win the whole goddamn thing right now. They look scary, and I'm looking forward to the championship game between them and Notre Dame. Obviously, with the tragedy in New Orleans, today's game was the Notre Dame and Georgia game was moved to today, and Notre Dame won. Looked really good.
That defense again, they played pretty sloppy in the first round against Clemson.
Yeah,
was it Clemson? It was Clemson.
Yeah.
But that defense showed up. They were rock solid today. And honestly, this might be Notre Dame's best chance to win a title.
Like I said, it's going to be Ohio State versus Notre Dame at this point. I can't see.
Well, the way Texas is playing, absolutely not.
The way Texas play, they're going to get their ass handed to them by Ohio State. And I mean, Penn State, Notre Dame's going to be a fun game. I'm not going to lie that's going to be a fun one, but I think Notre Dame pulls it out.
It's going to come down to I think it's going to come down to who's the best coach. Right now, I think you can argue Sarkisian, but I do think Marcus is the best coach
Yeah.
in the college football playoffs.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, SEC suck shit.
Maybe buys are overrated.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, okay. So before we get into the full actual week, we'll break down each individual games. Here was a quick roundup of some of the games.
Yeah, so let's see what we got. Saints Bears
Lordy.
would have been our unwatchable game of the week.
It's the unwatchable game of the year.
It's hands down one of the worst games of football I've ever watched in my entire life.
Oh my god! Like Bears, never say you hit rock bottom because
there's always
a way lower down.
And we thought you solved your clock management issues after Eberflus is gone. No. It's like a virus. It infected the whole organization.
It's like people have a CTE virus. They have a clock management virus.
We'll talk more about clock management in a later game.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no.
But
that's the crazy
this is
thing.
still
That's not even the worst clock management.
I know, like the NFL.
We need like a training
I
session.
don't want to say that I could be better than head coaches at 99% of their job. This is the one that I know I could be better than the majority of coaches working right now. Because I don't understand it. I don't get why it's so difficult for people to run a goddamn clock.
Right.
Anyway. Titans, Jags.
This is a weird game.
Meaningless.
The funny part about this game was seeing the graphic of Jacksonville getting beat up by the opponent's player. Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, I don't know. Cowboys, Eagles.
Wow.
Cowboys are losing their second and third stringers.
when Tanner McKee is throwing dimes on you, that's how you know your team is dead.
Yep.
Congratulations to Saquon.
He broke 2,000
yards. One of
Unfortunately.
8 players in the NFL history to do it.
Yeah.
Ninth. He was the 9th player to do it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's not going to get the record.
Yeah.
So, fortunately, it was confirmed today. No record.
I get it. It's disappointing.
You cannot lose Saquon in week 18.
Here is my thing. And from all report, so I amend my earlier praise. Earlier today, I actually praised Sirianni. I said he's making the grown-up decision. This is the grown-up decision. Yes. I understand it. It's a tough decision, but it's the grown-up one. It's the one where it's no. This is the better of the team. We have a goal. I totally get it. You can, and I'm gutted for Barkley because it's so obvious he wanted to go for this.
He's so close too.
He wants through his comments, he's saying all the right things and he's doing all the right, and he's being a good team player. But it's very clear he wanted to go for this.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm praising Sirianni because he's putting team first. It's the first thing. It's the first time I've ever really truly felt Sirianni being an adult in the room. And then the reports came out. It wasn't his call. This was upper management. This was upper management.
Oh, you know Sirianni wanted him to say.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yep, no, this team's still screwed. Cool. Alrighty.
Confirmation.
Yep. Well, I mean, you're big man now, but with high end talent like this.
No, yeah.
And again, like we've seen so many situations, like AJ Brown last year got hurt in a meaningless game. Mike Williams 2 years earlier.
Yep.
Got hurt right before the playoffs in a game they really could have used him.
Yep.
It's not worth the risk.
It's just not. And I understand it. The other thing with this game is I think that's kind of put the nail in the coffin. McCarthy's not coming back. Like, I know there was he might have come back. And I feel like if he won this game, he was coming back. But I think that this kind of shellacking just kind of ended it. Like, nah, he's not.
Look, when Kenny Pickett has the worst throw of the
my god,
that's a
when I saw that, I thought like, oh crap, they're losing. That's like, oh no, they're 24/7. Never mind.
Yeah, that was
dirt all the passes you want, Kenny.
Yeah. Panthers, Bucks, man.
I mean, Bucks had to win, and they just stomped them. They stomped them.
They won. Baker is playing some of the best football of his entire career. He is looking more every single week. It's looking like, the Browns are a battle.
If they had a slightly better record, he could be in the MVP conversation.
No, yes.
Yeah,
no,
it's similar to Burrow.
Yep. So Panthers. again, they had that nice little bit of run. I think this was just we're done. Like we went up against a team that had to win. Yeah. Where I think everyone kind of knows we're pretty safe with our job right now. So yeah, this was kind of we can rein it in. Cardinals, Rams.
Oh, okay. So I will say. So you said that the best bet in football is Steelers as underdogs at home. Second best bet in football, going against the Cardinals on double XP weekend. Anytime the Cardinals are playing on a double XP weekend, bet the other team because they're gonna lose.
Kyler.
I don't know what you do with Kyler at this point. I really don't.
I think we talked about it once on the show. Just like the talent is there, but he just doesn't give a shit about football.
Exactly. It's so infuriating. Every now and then, I don't. This is just
they're too low to draft someone. At least they're not
going to be able to draft someone. Exactly. They can't move off Kyler this season. They are stuck with him next year. It's happening. He will be their quarterback next year. Yeah. But I don't know where you go from there.
It's getting warm.
Because the contracts kicked in. Like realistically, they're actually stuck with him for 2 years. There might be a desperate enough team in 2 years that's like, we'll take it if you can take some of the contract, or I could see maybe that happening, but right now, this is not good, and I don't know what the Cardinals do because the biggest in the offseason, the biggest thing this team has to do more than anything is Kyler and Harrison have to get into a room together and get their goddamn chemistry working. Just every week in a stadium, just go throw balls to each other because they're not on the same page whatsoever.
They're not in the same library.
They've been bad. They've just been bad together, and that needs to be fixed because if it's not fixed, then you've wasted your third overall pick, fourth overall pick, which you can't. Which again, not great, and it's I don't know.
A dude that could be a generational receiver again.
Yep,
and you're on the verge of wasting it again.
Yeah. So that really needs to be sorted. I don't know what the Cardinals do in the offseason, but that's key number one.
New OC. Well, new OC must be.
They need a new OC.
100%.
100% need a new OC. But they're in for a rough offseason. Rams, look, they weren't great in this game, but they're very much in playoff mode in kind of, kind of waiting until the playoffs to really kick it into high gear. They're going to look terrible this week if they even play. I'm pretty sure they're going to be resting.
I think they're playing backup.
Well,
Garoppolo's starting.
Jimmy G is starting.
Oh, Jimmy G starting. Yeah.
Jimmy G has risen for our sins.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens in 2 weeks. It's going to be an interesting game. Whoever they end up playing in week 1 of the wild card, but yeah. And then Raiders Saints. Well done, Raiders. You've just ruined your franchise again.
Great time to win 2 in a row. Great time to win.
You had the number one. Good. You had the number 1 pick.
Really good.
We really in hindsight, we really should have texted Nancy to come on for this week because it's like 2 back-to-back weeks where they just screwed.
She was like texting me and she was like half and half. She was happy that they were winning, but then annoyed because they were losing the draft position.
Well, they're draws.
I feel like Anthony and Antonio Pierce is just like, okay, you know what? You want a candidate this year? All right, I got somebody else.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they weren't playing really tough opponents, so it would have been.
They weren't, but the Saints want to win because they got a head coach. Like the Saints want a win because they got a head coach who's auditioning for a job. Like that's the Raiders. What are you playing for right now? So, I don't know. Anyway, but that's all about quick roundup games. Let's start with the Beyonce Bowl.
Oh God!
I thought we were gonna go to the other game first, but hey, look,
I'll do those. They're both pretty. We'll do ours last.
Okay, yeah, but just really quickly. Look, you can say what you want about Pittsburgh. At least we're not these guys.
Texans, holy shit.
God damn.
Holy shit. What has happened?
I mean, I get the division's already wrapped up, but good Lord.
Yeah.
You need to prepare for the playoffs and get moment.
I know like Tank Dell went down to a really, really bad knee
Yeah,
injury.
that didn't help.
And you have no Diggs, but like, good God, 2 points at home?
And not even on offense. That's the thing.
Not even
Oh, yeah, safety. It's the only way you can score 2 points.
Like, it was all like, yeah. Look, Bobby Slowick was a hot candidate last year, and we're all like, "Oh, you
no
got
one's
this."
fallen
Like,
further.
We thought you got to win now because you're going to lose your
yeah, you're going to lose your OC. Like,
and they are.
In hindsight, in hindsight, someone should have hired him.
Like, if
really
this, like, Slowick, if he turned down a job interview because he thought he could get something better this season, that was this not been good.
I see, like I know we haven't said it, but like like this the CJ Stroud sophomore, calling it a sophomore slump's being generous. He's been awful this year.
No, like, I mean, look, I called okay, so at the start of the season, I called that one of them was going to have one. It was either going to be Love or
Stroud.
Or Stroud. I said it was going to be Love, so I got that one wrong. But
Love is not as good as last year, but it's not.
No, he's definitely not as good.
He's not as good, but he's not this bad.
He hasn't been as bad as CJ has right now.
Your thing will be right. Like, one of them will not make the playoffs if the Texans played in any other division.
Exactly. No, that's the thing. Like, they got, like, yeah, he has not looked good. Again, the O-line is bad. The O-line is horrific. I understand that, but Drake Mays looked better behind a worse O-line. Like, there's teams that have, like, concussion. Well, yeah, but, like, that's the thing. Like, there have been he has just not played well at all. He's hanging on to the ball too long as well. Like, that's just straight up what he needs to get rid of the ball, and he's making really dumb mistakes. And again, it's probably a lot of it's got to do with the O-line.
It's a combo of the O-line and then your receivers going down.
Well, and also, I think he absorbed some Bears suckadoo when he tried to coach up Caleb Williams.
Oh yeah,
it's so weird.
Virus continues.
It's so weird. Like, he's gotten progressively worse ever since that Bears game.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Like, that was his Hail Mary. Like, trying to coach up Caleb Williams started this like weird downward spiral.
The bad wore off on him.
But yeah, no. Again, Ravens, they look scary. They're looking really good. Obviously, they have to play this week. So we'll see what happens. Lamar gets an extra game in MVP. So I actually don't know right now. I think
it's really good. Lamar made it closer this week. He made it closer.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I think Josh has got it because he didn't play terribly this week. But this is going to come down to, this is going to be a really close MVP, probably the closest we've ever seen. I think, like, since the ranked choice voting, like, I don't think we've ever seen it this close, and it's going to be interesting. Yeah. Again, the other thing, actually, I do want to give praise. Netflix, well done. This was a really good event.
I didn't have any lag issues.
No, but like, and I think I think that speaks more to the fact.
I think this event was more unwatchable than Tyson Jacobs.
That's true.
No, but I think that kind of speaks to how many people were watching the fight. I don't think
people probably turn these games off at halftime.
No, but not only that, but I just think there were people who never watched NFL who watched that fight. I think that there would have been a lot of people who did that. But the other big thing is I thought, again, the Beyonce thing, they made it an event. I thought that worked really well.
Look, Kendrick, you got to work it out for you, buddy.
Yeah. No, seriously. Like, well, all right. Gauntlet's been thrown. And I kind of really like that, where Thanksgiving, Christmas Day, and the Super Bowl all have halftime shows, and they're all kind of competing against each other. I like that. I'm like, you know what?
I mean, look, it's also odd considering Jay-Z picked Kendrick, and now his wife might have just shown him up.
Well,
yeah.
Let's not talk about Jay-Z.
But yeah, no. Texans. whoever gets that 5th seed, enjoy your week 1 bye. And whoever gets that, and then because they're not gonna be good going into the playoffs. They're rough.
Yeah, no.
All right, next up. Speaking of Chargers,
Jesus.
Patriots, you're dead. Like,
Well, currently you have the number 1 pick.
currently, yeah, good job. You're
So there you go. You're tanking correctly.
If you want a good job.
this was bad. This was horrific for the Patriots.
This game was awful.
Did you watch this whole game, Jacob?
I had most of it on because Taylor had it on Taylor had it on her laptop while
and it's funny.
we watched Red Zone.
I feel like with this lady, even she was insecure. Just like, nope. Gotta wait for the game.
No, she
Gotta be over 30.
See, no, once after halftime, she was like, "Oh yeah, no, this is over." She went, "Oh yeah, no, they can't blow this." Like, so yeah, she was
not to this team. You can't.
No, like this was bad. Gerard Mayo, you died. I don't know if he's keeping his job at this point. Like, I think he will, but man.
Like this dude was literally handed by Belichick. You're not gonna let him go after a year, unless he's like he's like outwardly terrible, and like he's lost the locker room, kind of like somebody else we might talk about later.
He gets 1 year more, and if it's not a dramatic improvement, I think he gets fired.
Yeah, I think it's gonna depend on. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it next week. All right. Next up. The single greatest game of the year. I don't care what anyone says. I love this game. Is just genuinely one of the funniest and greatest games of the year.
Oh, right.
Colts and Giants.
Oh my god!
Amazing,
Giants.
amazing.
Like Giants. What the hell? Okay, first of all, so much what the hell in this game that we got to break it down for Colts. You let this team put up 50 points.
You needed to win to stay in the playoffs. And
Right.
you couldn't beat this team.
Like I wouldn't be that like if I was a Colts fan, I wouldn't be that mad if this game was meaningless.
Right.
And I'd actually kind of be like, you know what? That's funny.
Screw the Giants. Yeah, screw the Giants.
Yeah. Like if they were the Jags right now, where it was like, oh,
Yeah,
cool, Giants fucked up their draft pick. That's kind of hilarious.
Right.
Like
they needed
that
to
would
win.
be funny. No, you're now out. That's it.
Yeah.
Season done. And you were in the driver's seat because you had the 2 easiest games. Out of everyone, you had the 2 easiest. Giants, Titans. They were it. You were guaranteed to win both of those games. Nope. Not anymore. You're out. Gone. Done. Season over.
Flacco. Old man Flacco.
Old man Flacco, who I stupidly bet. I mean, like my other options weren't going to work out anyway. Unless I picked Drew Lock to be my quarterback. But yeah, AR-15 misfired again. So Joe Flacco is now old man Flacco is now back in the saddle.
Well, so Anthony Richardson's injured at the moment. I don't know what happens with him right now in the offseason.
There's a lot of questions with him and Shane Steichen.
Yep. And so Shane Steichen going into this, going in for the last month, I've said Shane Steichen's job's safe, barring a disaster next year. So I thought no matter what, he was fine.
And this year wasn't a total disaster.
No, and I didn't think, and when we do our start of the year coaches on the hot seat, I wouldn't have put him on the hot seat. I would have been he would have been very low on it, being barring an outright disaster, as in 2-15, 5-30, something like that. I think he's pretty safe.
No, but this year he's
not. Now he's not. No, the Pat McAfee tweet may have just ended his coaching career, or at least with the Colts.
Because definitely ended Gus Bradley's career.
Because Gus Bradley's been gone yesterday.
Yeah, but because Jim Irsay, again, if it was any other organization, I'd be like, a tweet's not really going to set them off.
But it's a lifelong cult.
It's a lifelong cult, but it's also Jim Irsay. He is known for making dumb, reckless decisions. I could see him do it. I could see him doing this. I could see him firing him because he has the delusion that I can get Ben Johnson. I can see that happening.
I don't think Ben Johnson can say an AR. But that's the question. What do you do with AR? So I'm of the mind of I mean, look, it costs nothing to bring him back. You already got him in the building.
He showed
Bring
flashes.
Bring in competition. Like I'm not saying don't bring.
Not Flacco.
Someone else. Like if you can take a flyer on somebody like a late round, because like you're not gonna get one of the top guys in the draft. Like you want way too many games for that. You can take a flyer on like Gabriel or McCord in the draft.
The two, if you
can't get Sam Darnold, if you can't get Sam Darnold.
Here's the thing: if you're outright done on AR, or if you're at least, we want to sit him for a year on AR.
Go get Sam Darnold.
No, not Sam Darnold. Go get Kirk. Maybe go get Rodgers. It's a $1 million year. It's $1 million. It's $1 million for 1 year. We need this kid to sit and just learn the playbook for a year and get fucking healthy because he's clearly still hurt.
Like, he's been dealing with back spasms since like the 8th grade or whatever.
Yeah. So
and also like trying to win back your locker room because jeez.
Well, yeah. Like that's the only thing I can maybe see is because you're right. There isn't another answer right now. Going to get Sam Darnold would be dumb because one, you're then gonna have to. Sorry, 1 second.
All right.
Okay. Well, you're then gonna have to pay him a lot and then see what the answer is there. But like, if you don't get him, there's not really a whole lot of options that you can go into. Like my whole thing is like, look, you bring like caution to keep him. You bring him back. If he breaks out, great. If he sucks and you're so bad, you get a top 5 pick. Great job. You can replace him.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had someone at the door. I had to answer. Yeah. So Colts, I don't know what you're gonna do, but
I just no man's land.
Yeah, they kind of are. And again, it's kind of where they have been since Luck retired.
Yeah.
Since Luck retired, that's kind of where they've been.
The same.
And they've just been this organization. And I don't know what the answer is. Someone put it pretty succinctly in after Pat McAfee's rant or tweet was there's a reason Peyton calls himself a Bronco. It's like he was a Colt for his majority of his career, but if you talk to him, what is Peyton Manning? He's a Bronco. He's not a Colt. It's kind of there's a reason, and it's got a lot to do with this owner, and it's got a lot to do with this organization.
Where does Jim Irsay rank among owners? Is he bottom 5?
Easy.
Probably.
Easy.
Yeah, probably.
Easy bottom 5.
So we're saying David Tepper.
I'm going. I gotta go. I gotta go Johnson before David Tepper right now. At this point.
Woody
the
Johnson.
Jets.
Yeah, I gotta go Johnson.
Wait. We haven't had the Jets game yet, have we?
No, we haven't done that. That's our last game.
So we got to talk about that.
The Madden rating.
Yes.
About the Madden rating.
But yeah, so it's Tepper, Johnson, the McCaskies.
Yeah.
And Irsay.
The Maras, Irsay.
Yeah.
Not a lot of good owners.
There's some really bad owners in football.
Yeah.
Like Khan is even.
Mark Davis. Mark Davis is a really bad owner.
Mark Davis, yeah.
Mike Brown. Mike Brown's bad owner.
Yeah. There's a lot of bad owners.
There's a lot of bad owners. There aren't very many.
But they have the money, so that's.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Dolphins at Browns. Speaking of bad owners,
the Tyler Huntley revenge game.
So gross.
Yeah. Now, the only reason we're talking about this is Dolphins. Congratulations! I think you're actually in the driver's seat to make the playoffs. Out of the 3 teams that can make that final 7th spot, it's just either the Broncos.
Doesn't it depend on the Broncos losing to the Chiefs backups though?
Yep.
Okay, and you think they will? Oh.
Yep.
You think Carson Wentz is going to score?
I don't trust Bo Nix. I don't trust
Carson Wentz more than Bo Nix.
At this point, I do. At this point, kind of.
That's insane.
Bo Nix almost won.
Yeah. And then again, like Dolphins.
I mean,
you're not a good team. Just straight up, you're not a good team.
But I will give the Dolphins credit. You hurt Jerome Ford and won me my fantasy league, so thank you for that, Dolphins.
Does your Dolphins' confidence shake if Tua's not playing again, Jacob? He might not play.
No, he'll
Right?
play. He'll 100% play. There's
Okay.
no chance they don't play him.
Okay.
It's a must-win game. If they don't play him, then okay, cool. If they don't play him, they've written off this season. It's a must-win game that they have to win. I was obviously. Oh wait, no, they've all those games. The Chiefs game and their games on at the same time. I'm pretty sure. So yeah. So yeah, that's the only reason I wanted to talk about this one is because I personally think the Dolphins are in the driver's seat for this.
Again, a lot has to go right, but it could happen. We've seen stranger things happen.
Yeah. Again,
flashback to week 18, 2021.
Yeah.
Tie. Take the tie, Staley. Take the tie.
Nope. No thanks.
Speaking of Broncos at Bengals.
This game. Oh my god.
The drunk game of the week.
This is drunk game of the week.
This game was a mess.
Yeah.
Again, it was pretty quiet for a good amount of it, but then the second half happened and everything just went out the window.
Yo.
And it really turned up when Chase
Mo Pick's return, Joe Burrow is single-handedly trying to will this team to a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Yo.
We saw some peak idiocy by Zach Taylor.
Bengals, I don't care if they make the playoffs. You've got to fire this dude. You've got to. You have to. He is incompetent as a head coach. Just straight up.
Again, you have the ball. You're inside of 2 minutes. You're in field goal range, and you have a first down, first and 10 inside 2 minutes. Any coach worth his ass
just takes as much time off as possible.
Run the clock out, and then just kick the game in field goal, and you're done.
Yeah.
But Zach Taylor is not like most men. Let's just keep passing the ball. Take no time off the clock.
Yeah.
And then they score with
sneaked.
A score with a minute and I think to my brother let him score. They score with a minute 30 left on the clock.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
even for Bo Nix.
Yeah, now you have to rely on your defense to make a fucking stop.
Yeah, right.
It goes about as well as you'd expect.
It was 3 passes.
To be fair, it was a good throw for both.
Yeah, it was
those throws were amazing.
that game time touchdown.
Whatever the hell the Bengals have out there, they call it defense.
Yeah.
But then overtime happened, and look, maybe we found out why he didn't try to kick a chip shot because Cade York, who remember 2 years ago was the hero of the Cleveland Browns.
We see why he didn't have a job until McPherson got hurt.
Now we see why he didn't have a job. Okay, but maybe kicking a chip shot to win the game.
Oh my lord!
Wasn't as easy as I thought. I mean, I still would have ran the clock out, taking my chances at that. But yeah, Jesus, man,
turning into Tyler Bass for a second.
Didn't Bo Nix throw a second pick in overtime?
I don't think. No, they just went free.
They went free.
They
immediately gave the ball back.
All they needed was a first down. Was a first down. They get a first down. It's a tie game. They're in the playoffs. It's over.
True.
It's they didn't need to win. They just needed to get a first down.
Yeah.
And it's over. The Bengals couldn't stop the clock, and it was 2 minutes. It was over. You're in the playoffs for the first time since Peyton Manning.
Couldn't do it.
And 3 and out straight away. Just straight up 3 and out. Have to punt. Bang.
March right down the field.
He went into God mode and
not going for a field goal now. I'm just
and then threw the very first overtime touchdown in the history of the Bengals.
Yep.
Just
yeah.
And this game was peak Broncos and peak Bengals at the same time.
And there you go. Anyone who had Broncos plus in their bets was crying.
Yeah.
It was plus 3.5. It's such a brutal way to lose. That one and the Sunday night game both had the exact same thing where the underdog were by more than a field goal, and
the other team could have kicked a field goal to the
but
then because there was a touchdown in overtime, it ended
It was an exciting game, but that's just a bad way to lose. And now the Broncos are no matter what happens, they are locked into 7.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Well,
Again,
any of the 3 teams are locked into this.
That's the good thing about this game for watching it from my perspective is that eliminates the possibility of something. We're not playing Buffalo week 1, thank God.
yeah. So right now, Buffalo are playing either playing the Broncos, the Dolphins, or the Bengals. They are our 3 opponents. That is who we are looking ahead at right now. Out of the 3, I would rather play the Broncos.
The least one I'd like to play is the Bengals. Even with that defense,
I'm not like. I don't want to play the Bengals whatsoever. Like that is straight up not who I want to play.
No.
But I am also not like I also don't think that they are the scariest. It's like
no, they're
my
not.
God.
It's just Joe Burrow.
It would be terrifying if the Bengals made the playoffs. No, because that defense is still fucking horrific.
Yeah,
like,
the defense sucks, but you have bitchy, but admittedly good quarterback.
Yeah,
under
you could
center.
just catch fire at any time. So
you could, yeah.
So, all right.
But honestly, what you could do is what the Bills could do, and this is like some real 3D chess shit. If the Bengals get in at 7, you lose on purpose. That way, the Chiefs definitely don't go to the Super Bowl.
No,
but
then we don't.
Yes.
For the greater good, Jacob.
For the greater good. There's no guarantee the Bengals are not going to beat the Chiefs.
No, this Bengals ain't beating the Chiefs.
Yeah,
the Bengals ain't being a drum. Moving on.
Game of the week, easily, hands down, game of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Packers Vikings.
For a lot of it, it wasn't looking like the game of the week.
No, it wasn't for a lot of it. And again, there
up
wasn't
by
really actually a game of the week this week. A lot of them were pretty one-sided.
It just had the highest stakes. Maybe.
Yeah, this one had the highest stakes, everything going for it. It was just a good game. It was just a really good game between them. I keep telling you guys, Sam Darnold's getting paid somewhere.
Oh no, I believe you. I believe.
Yeah, he's absolutely getting paid.
I do believe he's getting paid somewhere. I just think it's a question of where, because I think that the Vikings got to decide whether they want to commit to JJ McCarthy or they want to keep Sam Darnold long term. I don't think you do both.
Right? Was Sam Darnold good because he's good, or is it because of the product of Kevin O'Connell?
Now, if I'm Kevin O'Connell, I made it work with Sam Darnold and Kirk Cousins.
You could probably.
I trusted myself to make it work with McCarthy. I think I'll be fine with McCarthy, and I'll let him walk and invest that money anywhere else.
Here's my one thing that I don't think enough people talk about with McCarthy. It's not like not even the injury, but it's not like McCarthy was this
a bona fide superstar.
Exactly, like it's not like he was a Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams. He was on a really good team. He was on a really good Michigan team and was able to, and he wasn't the driving force of Michigan at all.
But again, neither was Sam Darnold at USC.
No, and I get that. I get
and
that.
neither was Kirk Cousins at Michigan or anywhere else he was.
Yeah, but what I'm more trying to we don't know if. I think the way Sam Darnold has been playing, I think his ceiling right now is higher than JJ McCarthy. But I also think his floor is a lot lower, and we've seen it. And it comes down to whether Kevin O'Connell believes, have I raised Sam Darnold's floor? Have I made his floor to a point where it's enough that I can live with? Or do I think that it's going to drop even further? And that's the big question. Personally, I give him the Baker contract. That's my starting point is the Baker contract, which is $100 million, 60 of it fully guaranteed, 60 of it guaranteed, $100 million to start with. I'd maybe even go to 120. I'd be like, all right, 120, that's $40 million over 3 years. 80 of it
especially if they make a playoff run.
Exactly. No, 80 of it guaranteed. Yeah. So you're no matter what, you're guaranteed $40 million this year, $40 million next year. And you get an out in 2027, I think, or what 2 years from, you get an out 2 years from now. And then at that point, you'll have had JJ sitting for 3 years. You can kind of
it's the Jordan Love thing, kind of.
But then you have to pay him. You have to pay JJ if he accidentally has.
If he pans out. It's kind of like the Jordan Love thing.
And that's again.
But we've seen that. You're paying Jordan Love a top 5 quarterback, and he's not that right now. So I feel like we've seen that backfire.
There's a risk.
He's
there's
not.
A risk either way.
Look. I won't begrudge Sam. Okay, if the Vikings do that and they go, we offered him 120, and they very publicly come out and say, this is the contract we offered him. It wasn't high enough for him, so we've moved on, like they did with Kirk. I'm not going to begrudge him that, and I'm also not going to begrudge Sam if he goes,
I want to get paid more than that.
Well, they offered me 80 guaranteed. The Titans went, we're giving you the Dak contract, which again would be dumb. Would be dumb.
I'm like, yeah, if a team wants to pay him $50 million,
if a team without Kevin O'Connell wants to pay them, go ahead.
I can't begrudge a guy for being like, I just got paid $230 million, 190 of it guaranteed. I'm like, you know what? Go get your money. Like, I get it.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, like you're gonna suck, but hey, at least you'll get paid it. Like,
ask Deshaun Watson how that feels.
Yeah, but like,
feeling a little tension. I think he needs a massage.
Jesus Christ.
So that's Packers.
Packers, like, they're tough because like they're so close, they just don't quite have enough. And like, I feel like if they got more from the passing game, because Jordan Love for most of this game was awful.
He didn't reach 100 passing yards. So like
for 3 quarters, he was terrible. Let's call a spade a spade. For 3 quarters of this game, he was
until they
terrible.
tried to make a comeback.
Yeah, and then and like the weird / annoying thing about the Packers, they're alive in every single game they're going to play in this playoffs. Right, like I'll guarantee you.
Oh, they're a problem with that to play.
Well, okay, they're right now more than likely, because I don't see the Commanders losing this week. But if like, let's assume they don't, they play the Eagles. I reckon that line opens at -2 for the Eagles.
That's the rematch of the Brazil game.
Yeah, but I reckon it opens at less than a field goal, which is probably right. Like, I would probably take the Eagles in that game by less than a field goal. I wouldn't take it in a blowout. I'd take it as a close, tight wild card game.
They won by 5 the first time.
Yeah.
Well, about 5, and this was going to be at Philly.
And this was not in Brazil.
Also remember, that was Jordan Love didn't play all 3 quarters in that game. He
got hurt. Yeah,
he got hurt. So Malik Willis came in halfway through. Like.
I think the way Philly's grown as a defense and as a team, I don't think it would be like it's the same thing that happened. Like I don't think they would.
I don't think Packers would win it, but I would. But it'd be a live dog. Like it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be one of those games where you're like, well, it wouldn't be.
I genuinely think like they can play again and lose by the exact same score.
Yeah, but like it wouldn't be Broncos Bills, where anyone who takes the Broncos, you're doing it just to be like, oh, I'm going to go against the grain.
Just in case.
And that's what I mean. And like it's conventional wisdom. Everyone like that. I wouldn't be surprised if a Broncos Bills opens at -10 points. That it's like this is an ass kicking. And I'm not just saying that because it's me. I would take the Broncos in the points, to be honest. It would be a close game. But like, if the Packers upset the Eagles, which again could happen,
which you're praying for,
well, yeah, then we'd get a rematch of this game potentially, and that's another. I would be like, the Packers could win it. Like, they're that team where if you tell me that they're going to lose week 1, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. You tell me they're making it to the Super Bowl, I'll be like, I can see the path. Like it's not one that it's like I have no idea how they make it to the Super Bowl, but I can see how it's not gonna happen.
I'd say their ceiling is most likely the championship. I don't know about Super Bowl. I'd probably go as high as championship game.
For
Packers.
Really?
The reason I say the Packers, if the Packers make it to the championship game, they're playing the Lions or Rams. Both of whom I think they can beat because it's a divisional game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's one of
one's a divisional.
One's a divisional game. But like
I also don't think they can beat Detroit because they clearly demonstrated that they can't beat Detroit.
But they
cannot beat Dan Campbell.
Both of those games were close. That's my point. Sure. Like none of them were blowouts. None of them were like, oh, this is an ass kicking. Like, oh, this team's so much better than this team. Like
Right.
it's just Packers are just a weird team this year. Really
Hanging
weird.
around.
Again, they're a good team. Like I would
Yes.
say they're a good team. They're a scrappy team. That's just like there's certain areas they just can't. They just can't get over the hump. Vikings being one of them. Like they could have won this game if their defense could have gotten a stop.
Yeah, no, and if they do get a stop, it becomes scary. I think there's half a chance. Again, like we said, we just talked about Sam Darnold, but Vikings, Kevin O'Connell's coach of the year. Like, it's happening.
So at this point.
At this point, congratulations. Again, well deserved, I think. But what this team's done is insane.
It's crazy.
I think a really underrated offensive player of the year is Justin Jefferson this year. Like I think like
weird thing to say about Justin Jefferson being underrated.
No, I know, but like, because of what Saquon's done this year, because of what Derrick Henry's been doing, and because of what Chase has been doing.
No one's talking about Justin Jefferson, who's still just as good as ever.
Jefferson's been incredible this year. Like,
I mean,
as he is every
he
has every year. Yeah, he does. Every year.
Like,
that's why he's getting paid the big bucks.
Yeah, like again, like the Vikings. Honestly, the Vikings are one of the most quietly talked about teams that are genuinely scary this year. Like they are really scary.
They're mostly healthy, and they have all the right
mostly scary. The only reason everyone doubts them is at what point is Sam Darnold going to go back into a pumpkin? And I don't know.
Far he hasn't.
I don't know if it is.
We all thought he would at this point.
So far he hasn't, but maybe he's waiting for the most optimal time to do it.
There has been moments where you're like, what are you doing, Sam? What are you doing? But yeah.
The good has outweighed the bad. Yeah.
Definitely. So all right. Next up. Sunday Night Football.
Oy. So yes, this was the Sunday night debut of Michael Penix. Two rookies going into their quarterback.
Sure.
This was a tight match, especially going towards the end.
Yeah.
Again, Falcons had a chance to go down and win this game. But like, I got a question. Raheem Morris, what the hell are you throwing timeouts for? Store credit?
Again,
was he ever on the Bears staff?
Raheem Morris,
you had 2 timeouts. Fucking use them.
It was just I think everyone has this universal understanding of when you're just sitting there watching game, you're like, okay, come on, what are you doing? Like you're just screaming at the TV, like, how are you not calling a timeout there?
Right. If your offense is not getting a playoff fast enough,
we're all Peyton Manning.
We're all Peyton Manning sitting there going, come on. Come on. Ray Morris again. Falcons, unfortunately, I think that's your season done.
You're relying on the Bucs to lose to the Saints, which is
that's and again, it could happen. It very much could. This Bucs team is wildly up and down.
Well, the thing is, they also had a chance at this game. Like Penix did his job. He got the ball.
Yeah.
First of all,
they got a pass interference.
Good job.
Yeah,
got a pass interference.
Yeah.
Got the ball within field goal range.
If it was Younghoe Koo.
There's one problem. Younghoe Koo was injured.
I think the single biggest mistake, I think the thing that the Falcons are going to sit back and rue this season.
Started Penix earlier.
They need to start Penix earlier. If Penix starts that Chargers game, they're in the playoffs. And right now, Chargers are playing to make the playoffs.
They saw too many bad games of Kirk Cousins. They should have cut it off at 2.
That's the problem.
They decided we paid $180 million for this, but let's
keep holding out hope.
And then no, we can't do this no more. Michael, get in.
Yep. Again, I don't know if Penix is going to be great. I don't know if he's like he's.
He certainly he looked solid.
Yeah,
he's looked okay. He's looked okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's looking good so far. Again, here's going to be my one problem with the Falcons.
We're going to get fooled into picking them again next year.
No. I don't think I don't think I'm going to fall for that. That defense is not good.
Sure.
But like, even if Penix works out, I really think you need to move on and you need to go get him an offensive coach and you need to get him someone who can help develop him because You've clearly gone a year. Like they drafted him because I think they all went, "Oh, we made a massive mistake hiring Kirk because he is not ready. Like he's still not healthy. He's still not back. We've just made a massive.
We need the contingency plan.
They needed a contingency
Which we
plan.
pulled way too late.
Yeah. But the problem they've got with that contingency plan is now it's okay.
Now it's all on him.
Crap, I'm a defensive head coach. What do we do? I think, and my defense is terrible. So I don't know. Falcons, yeah, I don't know. Jaden Daniels, congratulations on your Rookie of the Year. Kid's good.
Mobile quarterback, light blue suit, drafted 2 overall to Washington, made the playoffs in his rookie year.
Didn't he break RG3's rushing record?
I think he did.
He might have, yeah.
It looks good, bro. Kid looks good.
And when he got his knee injury, I'm just like, oh no, probably being fulfilled early.
I'll tell you, kid's looking good. Kid's looking really, really good, and like a really good. Again, I'm not willing to go. I'm not willing to write off Caleb just yet because I still believe in Caleb Williams. I still think that he is a very good talent, and I think that I think this year says more about the Bears than it does about Caleb.
Yes.
But
Jaden has a big lead right now.
Oh yeah.
I would say every other quarterback has a big lead over Caleb.
Bo Nix has a lead over Caleb right now.
Drake May has a lead over Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
You've been laughed by almost
Michael Penix has a
Michael Penix is catching you.
At this point, every QB is playing is outplaying you.
Yeah. So next
year,
you got Bears got a really, really hire a good head coach next year. So
they got to get that hire right. And with that organization,
yep.
Cliff Kingsbury, let's go.
Yeah. That's what this game has cemented for me. Cliff Kingsbury is going to be a head coach next year by some dumb organization. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be if it's Chicago. I amend my take. Caleb Williams is done.
It'll work for 8 games and then it'll completely fall off.
The Cardinals are still falling off second half without Cliff Kingsbury, so who knows?
Yeah. Some organization's going to hire Cliff Kingsbury, and it's going to be genuinely hilarious when the exact same thing happens again. Because, guys, he's not a good head coach. He's great at this. This is his job. This is what he's really good at, is a OC. He's not a culture builder, and he does not know how to lead a locker room.
Is he the white Eric Bieniemy? I don't know. Okay.
No, he's the
offensive Steve Spagnuolo.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. And our Monday night game. Meaningless game of the week.
I mean, not for the Lions.
So
that's a Dan Campbell.
Yeah, look. This game wasn't this close.
It wasn't.
Close. This is closer than it actually was. Look, I
think we've gotten a lot of evidence that Brock Purdy can't do it all. Brock Purdy is a really, really incredible cast around him if he's going to do anything.
They're probably still going to pay him though because
and what the amount you're going to pay
I don't think they are.
You can't get that cast.
I don't think they're paying him in this offseason. I think there's a lot of moves that are going to be made in San Francisco. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of either hurry up and waiting or they could make a lot of moves this offseason. I don't know what's happening in
could that be the hot take? Shanahan gets fired? No,
I don't think they're going to fire him this offseason, but
next year though is going to be a lot of questions.
Yeah,
him and Lynch have done this team no favors.
Lynch is the big one. Okay, and the reason why I don't think Purdy's getting paid is the look on Lynch's face.
Oh yeah, no, he's going to take a pack where he's like.
I don't think he's going to pay him because of that. This game, he looked terrible in that second half. He was fantastic in the first half.
Yeah.
But that second half, he was horrific.
Then got hurt.
Just horrific. And I don't know if they're going to pay him. And the thing is, they don't have to. Like, they're not under any obligation to pay him at the end of this. At the end of this.
But again, we see this all the time. Where going into their last year of a contract, players try to negotiate then. So something happens in their fourth year, they have a little more leverage.
Yeah.
The only problem is, I think the thing with Brock Purdy is his contract is so low, he can't really afford to sit out.
Yeah, exactly. So
he's got 5 cars to pay off for his lineman.
So that's kind of where I'm at with I don't know if Brock's gonna have any real leverage. I don't the Lions. I might give that take when we talk about the Sunday night game, actually.
I'll say this. I'm very impressed with the work Aaron Glenn's done.
Yeah. Considering what they've gotten,
Considering they're down to Amazon workers and part-time farmers and their defense. The fact that their defense is still competitive. And I know what it says. Trust me, watching this close, that defense was pretty dominant all game. The fact that they're still in it. That says a lot about his job as a coordinator.
No, it does. And again, I think they're a good team. I think that the unfortunate reality with the Lions, I think, is the story of the Lions is going to be decimated by injuries. And when
people get some of the players back, not all of them, obviously.
No, but I'm meaning this season. When we go this season, and then people that the thing that plays in my mind is Dan Campbell at the end of the conference final last season I had to tell the boys we might not be back here. And I don't know if they're going to be. I just don't.
If they can, that's the thing. If you can, the offense has enough firepower that you can win a track meet, even if your defense gives up 40. If there's any offense that can put up 50, it's these guys.
Oh there is. It's just.
Can they do that consistently?
Now
multiple games?
Sunday is easily their biggest game of the year, without question. It's the biggest game of the season. It is,
and it's a game that they really need to win.
And they need to win
a week to rest up.
They need to win a lot more than the Vikings do.
Yes,
the Lions must win Sunday. Absolute must win on Sunday, because if they don't, I don't know if they're making. I don't know if they're getting past the wild card round. I don't know if they might be Tampa. I really don't. That's going to be.
Tampa did beat them earlier.
Yeah. So, all right. All right. Let's move on to our final 2 games of the week. That was.
Well,
I don't want it. Yeah,
that's both of us.
This is the last game we had in a very, very brutal 11 games. We had the worst stretch of any team who was playing 3 times 11 days. You look at who 3 teams playing 11 days. You look at who had the worst draw. It was easily us. There's no question about it. It was us.
Because you started with the Eagles.
It was Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs. We're the only team that had to play 3 good teams.
Yeah, exactly.
Not using that as an excuse, just saying that factored into it. But I'm it's frustrating because the Steelers, and again, this the story of this team the past 3 weeks. They had chances. They had chances to win these games.
I think Pickens being out for 2 of them didn't help.
Pickens being out for 2 of them didn't help, but he's back for this one.
Right.
I didn't talk about the Ravens game last week. The Ravens game of these losses is the only one I will put squarely on the shoulders of Russell Wilson. Because Russell Wilson, again, had chances, but Russell Wilson threw one of the worst passes I've seen all season.
Yeah.
That resulted in a pick 6.
Yeah.
And then after that, no chance for a comeback.
Yeah.
But yeah, going into this game, what frustrated me with this one is the fact that the Chiefs have played a lot of teams close that they shouldn't have played close. Yeah. They were comfortable with us, and that's a problem.
Yeah. And again, that kind of is the scary part. And I don't know whether it's great. The Chiefs have just been practicing for the last 15 weeks, and now they're in playoff.
Now they're serious.
And now they're serious, and they're playing like a playoff team. Yeah. Or the Steelers defense is starting to be like, we're just kind of turning to what we have been in the last 7 years where we get into December and we start to fall off a cliff.
And it started to check out. I thought we were going to avoid that shit this year. We
No,
haven't. And that's frustrating.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And because of the 3-11 games, I don't know what the answer is. This week is going to be a really big litmus test of, okay, Steelers, where are you? Because you're going up against a team that you've historically been very good against.
But they need to win.
But they're going to a team fighting for their playoff.
Needs to win.
Yep. You're coming, and here's the thing: you're coming off extended rest because you had the Wednesday game, and then they've played. And again, they've played Saturday, so they get a little. They also get. It's not like a short week for them. They've also got a normal rest period, but you've got extended rest. And it's a must-win for both teams. Now, it kind of
momentum.
It kind of sucks for the Steelers though, because the team, I think the NFL's I think the NFL's actually kind of screwed, not you guys specifically, because they've at least given you the opportunity, but it's going to be really tough for you guys to kind of work out any kinks if the Ravens win the earlier game. Because if the Ravens
then it's guaranteed.
Because if Ravens play and they beat the Browns, which again we all think
most likely
to happen, but if they don't, it's
Bailey Zappi.
Bailey Zappi. That's your savior.
I need Bailey Zappi. If you can hear me,
we thought DTR was bad.
I need you to do something.
Good Lord.
And save.
You put your hope in the worst players.
I don't know what else to do, Con. I know.
But that's so again, it's a good thing and a bad thing because if, assuming they do win it, okay, cool. You're playing for something because you're then playing to play Houston instead of the Ravens.
You need some momentum going to play.
You also don't want to go in the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak.
You don't want to go on a 4-game losing streak, and you then don't want, because I think we're all in agreement, Chargers are more than likely beating the Raiders at this point.
Yes.
Unless Pierce pulls off another miracle.
Unless the Chargers rest everyone and the Raiders
if they're playing for the 5th seed, they're not resting players.
It's gonna depend on what happens.
Yeah, and it's not like the Steelers. It's not like the Steelers one where it's we're playing at 1 o'clock. Oh, sorry, they're playing at 4 o'clock. Oh, sorry, no, we're playing at 4 o'clock. They're playing at 1 o'clock. Their game will end by the time that we have to make selections. They've got at least 24 hours to then be like, oh yes, we're benching everyone. They can at least game plan a little bit. The Steelers kind of can't. So you are playing for something, but that game is so important for you guys to just sort out.
Just for morale purposes, we need to win this one.
Yeah, because again, you're also going up against one of the worst defenses in football history. So if Russell Wilson can't look good against this team, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
It's been a very, very frustrating few weeks. And I'm not gonna chalk it up to the injuries because we've had a weird cycle of injuries. Every team has them, and just ours are weird. We get somebody back, and then we lose somebody else.
Yeah,
a very weird thing. But just this team just the question I'm finding myself asking is just have we reached our ceiling? Are we just content with being 10-3 and we're like,
did you peak too early?
Did we peak too early? Is the question.
But I also think, again, we always knew this was the gauntlet. We always knew coming into this part of the season, this was the gauntlet of where you had to look good and had to play really well. And
they have done neither of those two things.
And they haven't. No, and the reality is they haven't. Look, that Ravens win was huge for you. It was a massive win 5 weeks ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was a huge win. Unfortunately, the Browns loss is huge. That Browns loss.
A lot of losses that we had early season are now huge. The Colts loss is now huge. The Cowboys loss is now huge.
The Cowboys. Oh my God, the Cowboys one. I forgot about that.
The Browns one's really huge.
The Brown one hurts a lot because. The Brown one hurts a lot because it's also a divisional one, as in it hurts against your divisional record.
Right.
So that again, we'll see what happens on Saturday.
Please, someone, anyone.
Oh,
I'll say this.
I don't even care who.
I'll say this for the Chiefs. Travis Kelce, you were terrible all season. But when I needed you the most, you came through.
To save you from having to watch his girlfriend's movie.
Yeah.
Actually, no. That was the last week. This week,
Okay.
you won me the championship.
Okay, there you go.
But actually, that is congratulations, Travis.
Congratulations, Travis Kelce.
Oh no,
don't like how it happened, but it did happen.
on beating Tony Gonzalez record.
Oh, yeah.
Like congratulations.
It's a
That's
celebration.
The dude's legit going to go down as the greatest tight end in history.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Easy
no,
Hall of
he
Famer.
is. Like
Easy Hall of Famer.
he's first ballot Hall. He'll be one of the few who's a first ballot Hall of Famer when he comes up.
Mhm.
You know, like I'm actually picturing there's a reality where he's the bigger name in the same season that Aaron Rodgers comes up. Picturing that reality right now.
Only they both retire this year.
No, I know, but if they both retire this year,
At the
and
same time,
he's
yeah.
the one who gets the speech, and it's not Rodgers.
Or just silently sitting there seething.
I'm just
Just-
picturing it at the
it's
moment. Like,
freaking
you know
bum.
what? I
He
could
just
see that.
pulls out his ayahuasca and starts tripping balls in the middle of the ceremony.
Oh my God.
But yeah, Chiefs. Look,
Begrudgingly.
congratulations. You've locked up the 1 seed. You're again. They've got a huge the thing with the Chiefs. And actually, we didn't even talk about that story, which again we probably should. The Pro Bowls came out today,
He did.
and no Patrick Mahomes, which
He hasn't everything.
He played well.
that's my thing. I don't think he did. Straight
Right.
up, like
You just thought he would get in just because he's Patrick Mahomes.
here's the thing.
Travis Kelce got him at being Travis Kelce, so yeah.
Well, yeah, the Travis Kelce definitely shouldn't have been in there, but Patrick Mahomes has been in every single year that he was the start since he's been the starter.
Oh no, this is going to be
streak
motivation.
That streak can continue, but he has to miss the Super Bowl now.
That's not happening.
It's the only way. He has to miss the Super Bowl, and that streak can continue.
What's more important, the Pro Bowl
I know.
or a 3-peat?
Well, no, but he would have broken.
What if he says Pro Bowl? That'd be so hilarious.
No, but he
Then
would
he
have
has CT.
he would have broken Peyton's record.
Yes.
Peyton has the record at the moment. He would have broken it or tied it. Sorry, he would have tied Peyton's record of most consecutive Pro Bowls for a quarterback if he had made it. Which again, I just find hilarious.
It's funny. I don't think he cares.
No, I don't think he cares either. I think he'd much rather be in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
A lot of people don't care about the Pro Bowl anymore.
No, yeah,
But
and
hey, props to the Steelers who made it. T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward, Minka Fitzpatrick, and the greatest kicker alive, Chris Boswell.
yeah.
So
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to this shellacking.
Okay. Let's get those in. Josh Allen, Tyrod Taylor, Mitch Trubisky, Aaron Rodgers.
Guess which one didn't throw a touchdown?
Which one? One of these guys didn't throw a touchdown. So, if you drew a Venn diagram of guys of that list who didn't throw a touchdown and guys who will be in the Hall of Fame in the future, it's a circle.
It's just Cloud9.
Oh yeah, this was just an utter beatdown of the Jets. We got to talk about the Jets real quick because
Can we? I just want to real quick because I want to go in on the Jets. I actually do. Like I need to go
once
in
again.
On the Jets.
Yes, we have all year.
Congratulations, you realized Amari Cooper exists. So good job.
Yeah,
Sure.
well,
There you go.
okay. We've locked
Better
up the
start.
2 seed. I'm very happy we've locked up the 2 seed. We can now rest our starters. This week's a nothing game. If anything, I kind of want to lose.
So the Patriots are square with the one pick.
You don't get the number 1 pick.
We're fine
Yeah.
if we lose.
That's definitely what I want happening. I'm still mad at the Texans because if the Ravens had lost last week, we could have actually gotten the Jets to win this game, and that just would have been even funnier to me. But we needed to win this game, so yeah. The other big thing from this one, Josh, I think Allen. The Pro Bowl to me is kind of maybe indicated. I think Allen is getting the MVP because 1, he was named starter, and Allen only has 2 Pro Bowlers. The Ravens have the most in any team.
Oh, do they the
Yeah,
most?
Zay Flowers was the first ever Ravens wide receiver to make.
Yeah.
That
So,
is insane.
like, the Bills have literally 2 Pro Bowlers and have the better record. The Ravens have the most Pro Bowlers and somehow a worse record than the Bills. So, I don't know how Lamar is MVP. I really don't. Sorry, I just don't. It's Josh Allen, and
If Lamar didn't win last year, he definitely would have won this year.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, that I will give you. That if Lamar didn't win last year, I do think he probably wins this
In
year.
hindsight, he probably shouldn't have won last year. He should have won this year.
Yeah. But yeah, I just record means more. Clearly, it does to the voters. So yeah, that's kind of all I really want to say about the Bills. Well done. Rest up this week. We've got a massive game in 2 weeks. Kind of rest all starters. They looked good. They looked really good. The defense even looks good. Like it wasn't like we were.
Again, it's against a dead team, but yeah.
No, I know. No, that's what I mean. Like that's what I mean.
Against a corpse.
Like okay. Fucking, I'm gonna go in on the Jets now. We looked good because it was
10th time.
it was blatantly obvious for 2 weeks now. The only person Aaron Rodgers was passing to was Devontae Adams because he wanted Devontae Adams to get his 500th touchdown, and it hasn't happened for 2 weeks, and it's the funniest thing in the entire world. I swear to God, it's the dumbest thing I have ever seen. And I look. This organization is a complete and utter catastrophe. It's one of the worst organizations.
We got to the story that came out after we did our show last week. There was a story. Apparently, I don't know if it was last year or it might have been this year.
No, it was this year. It was
this year, free agency.
Yeah, it was free agency this year.
The Jets apparently in talks to do a trade for Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah,
Pro Bowl receiver now,
Yeah,
Jerry.
makes
So
sense.
congratulations, Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
Again, everything was gone through. Everything was fine. Joe Douglas was like, all right, well, got him Woody Johnson. Woody Johnson said no because according to his teenage kids, his Madden rating isn't high enough.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And then,
Why do you ask your teenage kids?
Here's the thing. That was a report by a story by a former fired employee. All right, take it with a grain of salt.
Right.
Then the fucking quarterback goes on McAfee and confirms the freaking thing. Like Rodgers goes on McAfee and says, "Oh yeah, I don't want to be taking orders from a teenager." What are you doing? This organization.
No, duh.
When Aaron Rodgers is the voice of reason in your organization, something's gone terribly wrong.
Look,
Oh, God.
this organization is an absolute
Clown.
unmitigated disaster. It's the worst job in football by far. I keep thinking that the Saints is, but you can if the Saints get someone and are willing to be like 5 years, we'll give you the time to rebuild the roster. Okay, fine. I can suck for 3 years, whatever. That doesn't matter. You have to deal with Woody Johnson as an owner and
You're going to lose Garrett Wilson.
And
And
you're potentially going to lose
Sauce.
Sauce Gardner. You're potentially going to lose Garrett Wilson. You are stuck with paying a 42-year-old going on 43-year-old quarterback who is looking awful and doesn't care and is outright hostile to the owner and the organization, or you're then going to have to cut him and get a $40 million dead cap.
Correction, he's 41.
40. Oh, sorry, he'll turn 42 going into the next season.
That was the joke.
What is the future of this organization? I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry to Jets fans. Like, I feel sorry for the fans. Like, I do actually feel sorry for the fans because you don't deserve this. But at the same time, it's genuinely hilarious.
I say that you kind of deserve it.
It's genuinely hilarious as a Bills fan.
And say that you became a Jets fan recently. That's on you.
Again, what is going on with this organization? I think the saddest part about all of this is I do think they're going to cut Aaron Rodgers at the end of this season. Like, I don't think he's coming back next year. And
I hope he does purely because I want to get Mike on for a rant for comedy.
Yeah.
For comedy's sake,
For
if you want
comedy.
him to come back.
I do think they're going to cut him, and I think it's going to be sad. I think it's going to be a real sad day when we look around the NFL at someone who is an arguably top 10 quarterback of all time wants to play football and can't get a job. I think that's going to be sad. I think I think you're all going to look at
it was self-inflicted as well.
but that's what I mean. And it's got absolutely nothing to do with the fact that, because the flashes are there. Every now and then he shows off, and it's like, oh, this looks good.
One throw that's like
he's not playing like terrible. Like he's okay. Like he's doing enough. He can do enough.
But then there was a tweet. I can't remember who said it, but it was brilliant. And there's that throw. There was the throw to Devontae, where Rodgers he ran out. He threw it to Devontae, but it was short. And then he screamed at Devontae. Oh, it wasn't. It might not have been Devontae. It might have been to Lazard. I can't remember exactly who it was, but he ran out, and his tweet went, "Not mobile. Not mobile enough to get the first down. Not accurate enough to get to throw it first down. Not humble enough to admit it was his mistake. It was his mistake because he's yelling at the wide receiver, and it was like, no, you fucked up. And that sums up Aaron Rodgers in 2024, 2025.
Incapable of taking responsibility.
Yeah, incapable of sitting there.
Even when you're the oldest person in the room.
He'll go on McAfee and he'll blame someone, and it will be everyone else's fault but him. Like even the fucking benching where he walked in and he went and like he benched himself, and it was just like
he saw what Devondre Campbell did. He's just like, I can do that.
I don't know. It's sad. It's really sad. It's just sad. And I kind of alluded to this in our chat the other day of like, I find it quite fascinating that you don't like, this is a guy who's been in the league long enough where, 7 to 8 years ago, there was a legitimate debate. Who was better, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady? It was a legit debate. Sure. It was something that Chance and I used to go 12 rounds on. Yeah. And it was an actual genuine, and you weren't crazy for thinking the other person. Like, right. It wasn't one where it's, you weren't insane for thinking, oh, it's the other person. It's like, no, it's this person. You are nuts. Like, it was a genuine argument. And I find it fascinating that when Tom Brady in his final year retired, that last season, every time someone got an interception, every time someone did anything with Tom Brady, they would try to get him to sign it. They were trying to do stuff of, holy shit, I just did this with Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. And we're not seeing any of that with Aaron Rodgers. It's just, I find it fascinating of just how much this guy's goodwill with people who grew up watching him. It's not like it's not like it's players his age or slightly younger. Joe Flacco, I wouldn't expect to go up and be like, "Hey, Aaron, can I have your signature or something?" That would be weird, and I would be weird, like, "Okay."
I mean, if Joe Flacco had every ball he got picked off, he'd get writer's cramp.
No, I know, but it's. They didn't play each other, but like I would expect like Brian Branch. Oh, it's like, if they played like, do you know what I mean? Like some of these players, or Aiden Hutchinson, I got a sack on Aaron Rodgers. Grew up watching Aaron Rodgers. I know he probably hated him because he was a Lions fan, but like, it's just weird. I don't know. I'm probably not saying this right. I find it weird, and
no, I do. You're basically saying like the attitude
never
of
meet your heroes.
Rodgers has shifted compared to like other quarterbacks in the same positions.
Yeah, like it's not the affinity of he's washed, but look at what this man did. No one likes him. Like I think it's pretty clear outside of Pat McAfee, no one likes him.
And Devontae.
But even that relationship's starting to sour, and you can tell on the field. Like,
could have gone to Pittsburgh, Devontae.
Well, tell you what, that that smug image on McAfee's now.
Oh, when he came into frame.
When he came
As a
into
reveal.
frame, like, oh yeah, like we're gonna own this league. Oh yeah,
He won 2 games.
He won like 2 games since.
Might be just one.
Actually, I think it is. I think it's the Texans. I think
they only won 1 game together.
No, they beat the Jaguars that 1 week. So yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
2 games.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like,
but yeah, I'm fascinated what Aaron Rodgers does next year because I'm just speaking from just my guess. I don't think he retires. I don't think this is how Aaron Rodgers wants to end his career.
No,
this should be how anyone wants to end their career.
I agree with you. I don't think he retires. I just don't know if he has a job.
Yeah.
I think he gets cut from the Jets.
He's going to have to take a backup job. Yeah.
I don't know what
start.
Team,
and no one's gonna
I don't know what team's going to give him the $1 million as their starter.
Starter.
But no, okay,
Exactly.
as their starter, or have the distraction of him as a backup. It's the reason Carson Wentz. It's the reason Carson Wentz didn't get a backup job originally. Remember, because they were like, it's too. He's got an ego. He's got too big of an ego. It's not worth it. I just don't know if Aaron, like the distraction that is going to be in a locker room week in, week out with if you have X person as starter, 1 bad game, and the whole media is going to be like, why isn't Aaron Rodgers playing? Because Aaron Rodgers is somehow worse. Yeah.
Matt trying to start violence in the chat. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Look, if there's any coach that's not going to put up with Rodgers shenanigans, it's Mike Tomlin.
No, yeah.
If you want comedy, Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh will be the funniest thing ever.
Tomlin and Rodgers might be the strangest guy. Look, that's either going to really work or it's going to completely blow up this franchise.
It's one of those ones where it's like if it happened, I would be so mad because it means we got the AFC Hard Knocks a year late, like a year early. I'd be so mad. I'd be like, God damn, we could have had this year. Yeah. I don't know. Again, Rodgers is just I don't know if he gets a gig next year, which again, now probably gets a gig second half of next year when,
as co-host of the Pat McAfee show.
Well, I'm more meaning is ex-quarterback went down injured, $1 million as a set. Like he does the Flacco.
Aaron Rodgers is a Colts.
Yeah.
From
maybe.
one old guy to
no,
another.
No, actually he'll probably end up being a Brown as the Deshaun Watson's done something again and we need a savior to come in.
So we got a second consulter and an anti-vaxxer in the same room. All right.
we have Misogyno Poppy and Enigma in the same
and Detour. And Jameis.
And Bailey Zappi somehow.
Oh God. Anyway.
Oh my God. No, actually, no. He probably should go to the Browns and help they keep Jameis because Jameis on ayahuasca. My God.
He's not already. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
He's not already. So what's he like on drugs?
We spent way too much time on that.
All right. Let's see what it was. Let's move on.
All right. That was the week that was. Now move forward to the week that is, starting with Saturday night. Thankfully, let's all
the AFC
let's get all a moment of silence. Thursday Night Football is thankfully over.
Thankfully.
Amazon can't hurt us anymore.
Went out with a bang.
Oh no, they still can. They get a wild card playoff game now.
God damn it.
There's no way they can mess that up, right?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, remember, okay, so it's replacing Peacock's exclusive one. So last year, Peacock had the exclusive one. Now Amazon get it this year. Do you remember what last year's was? It was
the Dolphins Chiefs.
The Chiefs Dolphins. The worst playoff game we had last season. So,
all right. Saturday we have a clash in the AFC North. What a perfect way to end Hard Knocks in the season
for the division.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it is that high. It's that high.
One of the worst. It's the worst one all seasons. And I think Hishi said it's the worst one the Browns have ever had.
The Browns, when they went 0-16, were never this.
Didn't have a line this bad. That's incredible.
Yeah, the worst line ever.
Bailey Zappi and Lamar Jackson.
Well, that's the thing. Like Bailey Zappi at times when he was with New England did pull off some magic. And I think
Yeah, when he had to sub in for Mac Jones. When he had to sub in.
I was subbed in for a DTR. So you know what? I think the magic is going to come back. I think Bailey Zappi is going to lead the Browns to a highly improbable win. And he is going to put us in position to win.
Are you on ayahuasca? Okay.
That's neither here nor there.
And the lie detector just started going flashing and has exploded. Yeah, no, look. Okay, here's the thing.
You think
this is one of my bets? This is one of my bets this week. It's not this close. Like, it's not this.
That's too big
ridiculous.
A line to
too hard.
Like,
actually
and
be happy.
it's ridiculous for the sole reason of if they're up at 20 points at halftime, Ravens are benching.
Take out the starters. Yeah,
They'll
exactly.
take out the starters. It'll be that. It'll be like, oh no, we cannot have an injury. We can't have Myles Garrett getting shitty and going and killing Lamar Jackson or Derrick Henry. Like,
look, Miles. If there's a time,
no, now you're gonna root for him, aren't you?
If there's a time for you to smack somebody with a helmet, today is the day, my friend.
How allegiances change.
But yeah, Ravens win. Not a close one, but not a blowout like this. This is like, I understand why this is I understand because it's probably going to be like, it is probably going to be a blowout, but it's probably only going to be like
30-0 at halftime.
Yeah, and then Brown's going to come back and make it somewhat respectable. So yeah, all right, Chance.
Stonks or not stonks.
All right, yeah.
Bailey Zappi.
No.
Damn it.
Even if he plays against backups, he'll look bad.
All right,
Chance.
Look, we need to win this next one for my sanity.
Well, according to Jacob, they're playing one Bengal. I'm just kidding.
Oh, right.
Just checking.
Hey, Bengal, we're playing one of them.
You just get to play one Bengal.
Can it be Geno Stone or somebody in that secondary? The Steelers need to win this one because, like we said, you don't want to go into the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak. That's just a recipe for bad juju going into the first round, no matter who you play. But yeah, I think that. I think this is a good opportunity for a bounce back game. I think the best offensive production we had, Russell Wilson, came against the.
Of course, you had to highlight that.
Fucker. Also, where's my money, Deke? Where's my money? I think that if you're gonna bounce back game, this is it. Like I said, they're the best offensive game we had under Wilson. It was in this game, so I do think
it was a shootout last time.
It was. So you just need to prove that you can do it. I think that we're getting some surprising people back. We're getting a bit of our defense back. Maybe get some offensive chemistry going again, but. Yeah, this is that must win as it gets for both teams, but of course going with my boys, and the fact that it's at home does give me a little bit of confidence, just because they typically play really well at home. So yeah, I'm going Pittsburgh.
Huge game for both teams. Chances in that little bit of no man's land, because if the Steelers win, they get the 5th seed. They play Houston. They're basically guaranteed a playoff win for the first time in I don't know how many years. 7 years. If they lose, Zach Taylor's definitely keeping his job. So, bit of a crap. Which one do I want?
Why not both? Mike Brown.
Why not tie?
Mike Brown. Look, Zach Taylor's his team showing some fight. So why not keep him for ever?
Yeah. In all seriousness, we've kind of already covered this one earlier. This is a must win for the Steelers. They have to win this game. If they don't, I don't look again. I've been on the record. Like a year ago, I thought stupidly that the Steelers might tap Mike on the shoulder and say, "Hey, maybe it's time to move on." That's never happening at this point. It's just this team,
if they didn't extend him this past offseason,
it'll just be a mutual party whenever they fight.
Yeah, there's going to be rumblings. If they lose this game, there will be rumblings. There will be the typical Steelers fans who are really shitty, the same as the Bills fans are when we lose to the Chiefs. It happens. I understand it, and it's never going to happen. But that will become a narrative. And the unfortunate reality is if you lose this game, you are then going into the playoffs playing the Ravens.
Yeah.
Probably like yourself in that matchup, but it's also going to be a real tough one for you. The Bengals have to win, obviously, to keep their season alive. I'm going Steelers in this. I think the Steelers pull it off, but it's I think it's close. Like I think it's definitely a close game, and it's going to come down to the last drive. It's a big Russell Wilson game. Russell Wilson's got to play well in this game.
He does. He's also playing for a new contract.
Absolutely, because that is a big thing too. That I think if they play badly, I think the sacrificial lamb for this season will be Russell Wilson. Even though I know he doesn't have a contract and it's not technically a sacrificial lamb, it'll just be one of those. Well, thank you for your service this year.
They'll keep Fields.
I think they'll either keep Fields. I mean, both of them are off contract. Or
I think they want to keep both. It's just a matter of like, what's that going to look like?
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, the problem, like the big thing with Russell Wilson is he's no longer owed any cash. So next year, like the way that it worked with the Broncos paid Russell Wilson his entire cash contract last season, but they were able to split the cap hit over 2 years. So Russell Wilson took $1 million this year because that's what he took from the Steelers because it was minimum. He can't do that again next year. I mean, he can do it again next year, but he's not going to get. But he's not going to get the cash of, hey, I'm being realistically paid $60 million, but I'm only a cap hit of $1 million on this team. He's not going to get that benefit. He's going to want to be paid something. Now, is a team going to be willing to do that? That's going to depend on this game. If he looks bad in this game against this Bengals defense, nope. I don't think a team's going to be paying him. I really don't. Like maybe one of the teams that misses out on the quarterback, maybe. But
I think Wilson wants to stay. I think he wants to finish his career as a Steeler. It's a matter of like, can we work that out to the point where like that can happen?
I think
it's going to depend on. I mean, we could work out. It's going to depend on like, do we think Russell Wilson with the right team around him can get us there? And I think it's going to start with like these next 2 weeks. We got to see how he plays in this game when like our playoff position is very much like on us. Yeah, and it's going to depend on how we play in a playoff game where we actually have like a real quarterback.
Yeah, no, you are. You're right. Like the Russell Wilson legacy right now is huge. This is the Russell Wilson legacy of the, all right, where are you? Where like I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer anymore. Like I think he probably is eventually, but I don't know if he's a first ballot the way that he was always spoken of for the longest time. In with unlimited attempts, eventually probably, but like
unlimited.
He's Mr.
But like
you walked right into that one.
I did. I walked right into that one. If they lose this game, fall to the 6th seed, and lose to the Ravens, I don't know what you do with Russell.
It's going to depend. I think I still think they bring him back because there aren't a lot of options out there.
No, there's really not.
I still feel better with Russell Wilson than I would with like Kirk Cousins or
I would
ex quarterback.
Yeah.
Because we're also not, unless we like reach for somebody, we're not in striking distance of anybody.
Really not really. Like you're really not.
Unless we like reach for Milrow, which I'd rather not. But yeah, Pittsburgh, and for one last time, we're on to the playoffs. One last time in the regular season. All the Steelers, for the love of God, please be stunks. And everybody else, not stunks.
Nope.
Who's next?
All right, then we get to our Sunday slate. I'm going to start with some of these meaningless games where they're benching everyone.
Well, the Packers can improve their playoff position.
They can.
They can get a better seed.
But they can bench their stars and still beat the Bears.
Yes, that's also true.
The Bears are really about to go from being 4-2 to ending on an 11-game losing streak.
The Bears probably should just lose to get a better draft.
No, I think the crueler thing, and the Bears thing is, this record, this streak of
10 in a row.
No, not that one of
Oh.
Packers. The Packers own them.
No,
Yeah.
that's what he's saying. Like 10 losses in a row. To
No. I mean, in the regular
Oh,
season,
yeah,
they're currently
yeah,
on a
but
10
No,
losing
this
streak.
one that the Packers own the Bears.
Yeah.
They finally break it in a game that then costs them draft capital. I just think it would just
How
be
poetic.
the most just stab the fans while they're down. They like it's kind of one of those we beat you and the Packers go, yeah, in a nothing game. Who cares? Like it just would be one of those of just I don't go away. I don't care. You beat us and it actually hurt you beating us. Like I think it would feel like that. It's kind of like when the Jets beat the Patriots last year, where it was just kind of one of those cool. Who cares? Like at that point it didn't matter. Like that record didn't matter. None of it mattered because you're a bad team. So I think Bears probably win this game. Like, or maybe not win it, but at least make it competitive. But yeah,
make it competitive.
I mean, the
sure,
last game
but-
was competitive.
Make competitive, sure. I truly believe the Packers beat the Bears in their sleeps. Like if the Packers win 2 games all year, it's the beating the Bears twice.
Yeah.
So for songs on this one, does he end the season well? Caleb Williams.
He did last time.
His
Played
numbers aren't bad.
Yeah,
It's
last
just-
time he played
yeah.
the team, his numbers weren't bad, and he played pretty well. But again, he played poor in the first half, like he always fucking does. And then when it's meaningless, he puts up. So that's right, he's Dak Prescott. So yeah,
he's
from a numbers
zesty,
standpoint,
he is zesty Dak Prescott.
yeah.
So from a numbers standpoint,
I'm gonna say Stonks, but we're gonna look back and be like, again, I think they're winning. I think it's good because it's just cruel and it would be fucking hilarious. But yeah. All right.
Another meaningless one. Oh.
Jaguars.
Even more
at
meaningless.
Colts. Yeah, even more meaningless.
Who cares?
Who cares? Let's see. Oh, Mac Jones versus Old Man Flacco. Fuck.
I'll pick the Jaguars because Brian Thomas is.
Yeah, I like Brian Thomas. Pick the Jaguars.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Stonks. Skip it. Who cares? Move on.
No, look for the bench
that
players.
one I'm skipping. I gotta put these. I'm trying to put these in some form of.
We gotta get a fun one. Oh yeah, this one
This
almost meant something.
It could have
meant
mattered.
Oh yeah, it could have meant something if it wasn't for one of the funniest tiebreakers ever.
Strength of victory was
strength of victory, and we're all sitting there being like, okay, so they have to
How
win
does this work?
5 games.
Unfortunately,
So the way they did it was the Bills winning, the Vikings winning, and someone else winning.
I think it was the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was the Dolphins. No, sorry, it was the Bengals. The Bengals winning. That was the one that kicked it all off. The Bengals winning, the Bills winning, and the Vikings winning solidified. Yeah, but the Dolphins may have been also involved, but like I remember Bills and Vikings winning were the thing that solidified.
Oh, no, they lost the Dolphins. They needed the Dolphins to lose.
That's right. Yeah, they needed the Dolphins to lose. Yeah,
if that wasn't happening. But yeah, which is funny. I feel like it's how Seattle lost to the Rams last year via strength of victory.
Maybe I don't remember.
I think it was, but
yeah, I think it was too. But yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo again.
This one I will do a song for. He has risen from the grave. Jimmy Jesus as graces again with his.
He hasn't
presence.
played all year. He's gonna be rusty as hell.
Damn it, no!
It's gonna be so bad.
But he's so beautiful.
It's gonna be so bad. This
I think the Seahawks are gonna win just for the hell of it because.
Seahawks
playing against backups.
I get Seahawks. Okay, Gino's playing for his job because he's off.
Yeah.
Pretty sure his contract. He's not off contract, but he's got a.
Oh no,
He's
he's
got
off
an
contract. His 3 years. He is off contract.
Yeah. So he's not. Yeah, he's got an out at the end of this year because it was a 2-year guarantee. So he's got an out at the end of this year. So again, I don't think they cut him because where else are you going? But there's an out. So, yeah. All right, next up.
Oh wait, no, I miscounted the issue. You're right. He's avocado. He is like you can cut him to this year.
You can't.
Texas Titans.
Same
Same
well, the
thing-
team
okay,
needs
so
momentum.
This
Going
is the
in.
same thing as the Steelers-Bengals game. Like the Texans need some kind of momentum going.
They need
into
morale,
this.
a morale boost.
I'm alarmed the line is this low.
Yeah, I think this is because they are. I think this is a
Texans might rest people because
they're resting everyone, and if the starters are looking shit, how bad are these backups? So the Titans are the favorite. So, well, they were when I did this. The line may have changed, but
Okay, if the Texans are resting, I totally get the slum. But if not, what the fuck?
yeah. Which I mean, Texans should be resting, given they're literally not playing for anything. Like
They're
they can't
so hurt
improve. They
as well,
can't. Yeah. But you're right. They kind of need morale. But at this point, I mean,
just
yeah.
Stonks for this one. The 2022 fantasy hype train, Dameon Pierce.
No.
Remember Dameon Pierce? Remember how good he was for those 6
Pepperidge
games?
Farm remembers. It's just, no, I'll say no.
No, I'm saying no.
Wow, he went against the Titans. That's brutal. Oh, we haven't said who's winning. Texans, even with backups.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Texans look horrible.
Texans against because I mean, because if the Titans lose this game, I'll win this game and fuck up their tank as well.
Their draft pick, come on.
Well,
So
Titans are currently in pole position to take any QB they want.
Yeah, they are because they have
Patriots.
Patriots,
but they're taking a quarterback, so it falls.
They're in pole. I mean, they are, but there's no way in hell Patriots pick with that pick. They're trading it.
Yeah,
unless they really want Travis Hunter.
But even then, you could
trade back to third or something.
Like,
still get him.
Yeah.
Next game.
The one that Chance will be watching. If the Bengals win, Chance becomes the biggest Raiders fan in the entire world.
Yeah. Look.
Oh boy.
We've been waiting all year for Chargering to happen. And we're not going to lose on Saturday, but if we lose, we're not going to. If for some reason, not if we lose, but for some reason we need the Chargers to lose this game, this is where Chargering is going to happen.
Brock Bowers going for 200 yards.
Time.
He's going to go for it.
And set up Harbaugh Bowl Part 2 in the playoffs.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Although I wouldn't fully expect Taylor to show up at Motor with a shotgun if the Chargers do lose this game.
All right. Technically meaningless.
The Bills aren't playing anybody.
Those
No,
are starting
no.
Trubisky.
All right, no, we are starting Josh Allen. Josh Allen is starting.
Oh yeah, he's starting him as a token because he wants to keep the streak.
Yeah, they want it because of his streak. He's never
play like one series probably.
He's played consecutive games.
Yeah,
like he's never missed a game.
Oh really?
Yeah,
yeah. He was immediately set for Trubisky.
Yeah. So
if he gets hurt in the first play.
No.
Oh my god, I would like
he will just hand the ball
come
off.
on here. Here's the thing: I would come on here
and curse,
devastated, but
we're about to see Jacob kill himself on air.
I would be devastated, but I would also have to sit there and just look at kind of the funny of just the. How does that happen? Like,
it's not funny at all.
You would totally understand how the Jets felt last year.
Yeah, it would be that. It would be just sitting there
just hand the ball off. You can't get hurt if you hand the ball.
Yeah. Well, no. So he has to hand the ball off because he has to be the starting quarterback.
Right. He has to take a snap.
Yeah. And hand off the ball once.
Hand off the ball and then go to bed.
But he can't. So what happened? But some team did it a couple of years ago where they were doing the same thing, but they put him in. They put the running back in Wildcat.
Oh no!
And it didn't count, and so he wasn't the starter, and it was one of those weird ones where it's like, okay, you can't. He has to be the starting quarterback. So yeah.
Okay, so take one hand off and get out.
You don't have to worry.
All right.
Stonks in this one. Mitch Trubisky.
No.
I don't think he's gonna look good. I don't think any of. I think this is gonna be a disaster of a game.
He got lucky with that touchdown pass last week.
Yeah. All right. And our last technically meaningless game, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, sorry, nope, never mind. No, that's not. This one's our last technically meaningless.
49ers at Cardinals.
Yep.
God, you remember when this was a game that
What are they playing for?
Yeah, nobody in this game is playing for anything.
No, this was. I mean, Brock's maybe trying to play for. Hey,
No, the night they already said Purdy's not playing.
Brock is hurt. Brock's hurt.
Oh,
Josh
right,
Dobbs.
yeah.
Josh Dobbs is starting.
Oh, no. Well, Josh, I was playing for revenge.
Yeah, you traded me, fuckers.
At my request. How dare you?
Yeah. Yeah. Nah. This.
Niners.
Remember when we had belief that this would be the Sunday night game?
This would be for the division.
Yeah, this would be for the division and the Sunday night game.
Lord.
What a time, week 7.
It was week 11. Thank you very much. It got to week 11 and then
it
Cardinals
completely
just shut
fell
the bed. It was bad.
Yeah. Let's see, stomps for this one. Call Kyler Murray, but in the kind of Call of Duty.
Kyler Murray, no.
No.
He's not going to be good at Call of Duty this week? Wow.
All right.
He has a lot of time in the offseason.
Yeah. All righty. This one's technically meaningless now, especially, but it's our last meaningless game.
Well, it is now because Saquon's no longer playing.
So devastated by that.
Man, we still had a golden opportunity for Saquon to break the record, and Joe Shane's fired on the spot.
If he was only like 20 yards away, they might think about doing it.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Okay, no, what I think would have happened.
He could easily just rip a 70-yard run on the first play.
No, I know, but here's the thing that I could have seen. Here's the thing that I could have seen happening 100%. Where Joe Shane and all of them went, I will give every single one of you $1 million incentive.
If you injure Barkley.
No, don't hurt. Don't hurt him.
Okay.
I don't care if they beat us 100-0 over the top. I don't care if AJ
never
Brown,
let him run the ball.
I don't care if AJ
completely
Brown,
stack the box.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They load 8 fucking people around Saquon. They're like, you are not getting anything. That would have been funny. And if anything, we're taking away your 2,000 yards because they're just going to get him negative yards. That I could have seen happening where they just load the box and be like, hey, AJ's there. Like, AJ is right down there for a wide open touchdown.
Take it. Go ahead.
I can go get. AJ can have a 7 fucking touchdown game. We don't care. This guy is not getting 100 yards.
Just play cover 0 all day.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not on us.
Yeah. So that was that I could have seen happening, but yeah, no. With the rest, I don't even know who wins this game. I don't really care either. Like this is a nothing.
Does Drew Lock screw them over one more time?
Yeah,
I think it does.
Just Brian.
I'll pick the Giants. Sure.
The finger one more time.
Yeah,
I think it does.
It's funny. All right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more meaningful games. This one technically. Falcons at Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
Technically meaningful because Falcons have to win this game if they want.
They're playing at the same time though, right? The Falcons.
Yes, they are playing at the same time. So they have to win this game. They won't know, so they got to play all their starters. They got to play everyone. This is a must-win game. If they win it, they're in. If they lose it, if they
win, they need the Bucs to lose.
Yeah, if they win, they're all sitting in the stadium like the Steelers were, praying to God that the Saints pull off a miracle.
I think they win.
I do think the Falcons
because they have
win.
Because they have to.
They have to.
Yeah, I think Falcons win this game. Yeah, Falcons win this game. All right, next in our going to be watching the results. Dolphins at Jets.
Oh, wow, only +1. That's funny.
They looked pretty bad last week. It was just they faced a worse team.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The Bengals can hope and pray all they want to make the playoffs. This is what's stopping them. I don't care. Even if the Chiefs win, even if the Chiefs win and they pull off the miracle win, the Bengals aren't making the playoffs. Because of this game here, Dolphins aren't losing this game. The Jets are a disaster. They are not winning this game.
It will be cold.
It will be cold.
Is it? It's like at the moment in New York, it's not that cold. Like I don't know if you guys can tell. This winter has not been cold.
It's not been the same, winter.
So, I live in the desert. I don't know.
You have no idea what cold is. Yeah, I'll pick Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins. Well, I can totally see Aaron Rodgers doing it one more time. Aaron Rodgers coming through the very last moment. But no, I'm going Dolphins. Is this the Tyreek Hill game? Is he stonks this week?
He's probably gonna have to be.
No, because Tyreek Hill's done as a I'm sorry. I think he's done. I really
numbers wise, I think he stonks, but yeah, it won't really matter.
I'll give stonks to Tyreek Hill. Why not? And the year on the positive.
He got 100 yards last week without getting arrested.
All right.
Hey, he did it. He broke the streak.
He did it.
And then this is a technically you're playing for something game, because if you lose this game, you drop, and that's Commanders at Cowboys. Like, Commanders have to win this to not play the Eagles week 1. I don't know if they look. I'd rather play the Rams than the Eagles week 1. So, like, I'm not trying to lose this game.
Especially since you're playing at Philly.
Yeah, like, this is a meaningful game because I do not want to play. Even though you did just beat the Commanders, the Eagles, I would much rather.
You also probably want to wash the poor taste of that first meeting out of their mouths.
Oh, yeah, that too. So,
that disaster.
Yeah, I've got the Commanders winning this because it's a must-win. It's a meaningful game, but I also
they should win.
Yeah, they should.
And also, the Cowboys they're dead. They're dead. They're nobody left.
No,
you know what? What's the way to talk about? If you take out the scoreboard from the Eagles game, it was actually pretty close. Micah, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Like,
if you take away the iceberg, the Titanic had a really good first voyage.
Like, that's the thing because it's funny. So going into that game, like, I think I've been probably one of the most kindest Mike McCarthy defenders on this show. By
comparison, yes.
Like, and his thing, and like this little run streak, I was kind of like, oh, you know what? Mike McCarthy gets a little bit of credit because, hey, Cooper Rush.
You didn't lose the locker room.
Cooper Rush was looking good. Like, he wasn't great. He wasn't fantastic, but he wasn't an abject disaster. And just as I thought that, pick six. I was like, okay, well, yep.
There it is.
So, yeah, no, Commanders win this. And Mike McCarthy, who I actually think could get a job next year somewhere. I don't know where, but I think he could.
Get ready to learn USFL, buddy. Stonks or not stonks this week? Does he get redemption? Joey Sly.
Sure.
Right.
We need someone to be stonks. We've been mostly doing not stonks.
For the number 4 seed, Saints at Bucks.
That's a huge line. Oh my lord, that's almost.
Well, you know what? If there's any team that can pull off a miracle, it's the Saints.
Is it? Where does that come from?
The Saints.
No.
Miracles. Jesus.
Oh, gotcha. Got it. No. Marshawn Lattimore can't get in a fight with Mike Evans anymore.
He can't.
So.
No.
R.I.P. to Evans v. Lattimore.
I think actually no. Okay, the story of this game would be that: does Mike Evans make 1,000? Does he get the 100 yards?
Let me check.
100. It's 100. I think it's 100 yards.
I'll look. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, like it's 100.
Well, the same thing you said with
he's 85 yards away.
This would have been the game to have Marshawn Lattimore.
True. Yeah, no, because if Lattimore was there, I think it would be the same thing. It would be like, oh yeah, no, not happening. That they would just be like, I don't care if they beat us. He doesn't get
he's
his.
Not
yard.
getting that record.
He doesn't get a single catch.
No.
Yeah,
he's gonna go off.
No,
only 85.
85. It's doable.
I mean, it's very doable.
If I'm the Saints, though, if you're not trying to wait to care about the record, like double cover that dude every single day.
Oh yeah,
every single play, double cover my guns.
If I'm Baker, The first two, I try and get up like 14 points, and then I'm just feeding Evans. I like thinking dunks. I'm just like, I'm getting you these fucking 5 yards at a time. I don't care.
16 catches, 5 yards each.
So yeah. All right. Second last, Chiefs at Broncos.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz holds the fate of 4 different teams.
He really
None of them being his own.
The funniest thing ever.
I've said it all week. I think this is a bad Broncos team. I think they blow this somehow. And we all go and we look back and be like, what the fuck?
We look back and say, like, maybe Russ was not the problem.
Nah, and Chiefs win this. Yeah, I got Chiefs.
Look,
I can't go that far.
Yeah, no, I can't either. I think Bo Nix is playing well to be the Chiefs' backups at least.
Yeah.
Even with the stars, you get the close. I think the Broncos do win this.
Yeah, that's true. They were close when they had the starters in the last
that's
fight.
true.
So it came down to the block field goal.
All right, and now the actual. Okay. This is hands down the biggest game of the year. This is going to be one of the best games of the year.
As soon as we knew, it's like this is easily the
this is Sunday night game. I cannot wait for this goddamn game as Vikings at Lions. I am so excited for this game.
So crazy. Winner gets the 1, loser gets the 5.
Yeah. I've seen people be like, "Oh, how is this happening?" It literally happened in 2019, guys. Like this happened in 2019.
It happens all the time. Fucking like I think it was. I think in 2000, the Patriots went like 11-5 and missed the playoffs.
It was Seahawks 49ers in the year that 49ers went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Chiefs. This happened. They played, remember, and it came down to an inch because Russell Wilson couldn't get over the line.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. It came down to literally an inch. So
this happens all the time. It sucks, but the rules are the rules.
Yeah, it does. And look, and everyone being like, "Oh, they should change it. They should change it." Look, I can hear the argument of seeding maybe, but like division. I think divisions. If you win your division, you have to get the home. You should.
Yeah, you should get a playoff spot.
Yeah, 100%. You win your division, you get a playoff spot.
No matter how badly that division sucks.
Anyway,
I mean, look, if we let the football team get in the playoffs in a home playoff game with like a 7-9 record.
Hey, they nearly beat Tom Brady. If anything, in that run, they were the one team that nearly came close to beating him because that was an easy run for Brady. Like,
surprisingly, yes.
Yeah, like, but yeah. Okay, I'm gonna shock everyone. This is my big hot take.
Oh boy.
Sorry, William, and I'm sorry, Bethany. Vikings win this and Lions lose the wild card game to the Bucks.
Well, you know what? Congratulations, William. Bethany. It means Lions are going to the Super Bowl because last time Jacob made a bold prediction. The last time Jacob made a bold prediction, it tragically backfired.
Touche.
No, I did not give the Super Bowl pick. I gave the I think this defense. I feel bad for the Lions. I really do because they are right there, and I just think this defense is going to hurt and then they go up against the other team that beat them outside of the Bills this season in week 1.
In the playoffs, you mean? In the
playoffs, they'll go up against that. So, like, yeah,
if they lose.
Yeah, if they lose. And I think they're going to lose. So, yeah.
Look, I think that even with all the injuries they got, Detroit's shown they can play up. They can play up to challenges. So, I'm still taking Detroit. I am still taking Detroit to home, especially because like they know they need the 1 seed.
Yeah,
and exactly. If there's anywhere I don't want to play right now, there's a few places, but like Detroit is one place like I really would not.
Oh, it's gonna be so loud in there.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm actually okay. Hang on, I'm curious. How much are these tickets?
The most it's ever been for a Week 18 game.
What's the 50-cent game of the week?
God. Hang on.
Jaguars, Colts. Yeah, that's the
Maybe.
50.
Oh yeah,
That's 50 cents.
What's the pay more to park game?
The
Oh,
cheapest ticket I can get at an absolute nosebleed. You are literally in a
Couple hundred.
nosebleed is $370, and that's not including taxes.
Damn,
Wow.
or fees.
Just for nosebleed. I mean,
They rape you on fees too.
Yeah. So you're getting two tickets together because you have to buy both of them. $1,014. $370 for the tickets. $137 for fees.
God
Good
damn.
Lord.
Yeah.
America, everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
How much is like?
so I don't even want to know how much good seats are.
I know, right?
So if you want right behind the
That's your entire salary, your entire annual
You want-
salary gone.
right behind the goalposts, lower level end zone for two tickets.
2,000?
No, 1,600 for two tickets.
Goddamn.
Well,
Wow.
But like 1,600 each, 1,600.
1,600 total, which
Oh,
isn't actually
okay.
that bad.
That's
It's
not bad. That's not bad actually.
That's actually
could be
not that
worse.
bad to
It could be
go
worse.
like from nosebleeds to down there. That's actually not that
That's
bad.
actually
yeah,
not
that's a good
that
view.
bad.
Yeah.
Good view.
Okay, but the last song for the Lions. Let's see who. He's gonna have to do it. Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
Not stonks.
You
I
can't
think-
throw on the Vikings. You can't run on them. So
I think he is gonna get pressured. There's one defense that knows
he
how
did
to
really well the last time they played. He was like on his way to a perfect game again, wasn't he?
I think he was.
Mhm.
Like I trusted Goff. The fact that he's getting chance in San Fran says a lot. So give me Jared Goff stonks.
All right.
I'll take it.
And Jacob, what are your bets for the week?
All right. So last week,
It's pretty interesting.
Ravens -5.5. I got that one right. Chargers -4.
By a
Taylor
lot.
didn't murder me. Jets +9.5. I thought that would be a lot closer than it was. Didn't get that one right. Panthers +8. I thought that would be a lot closer than it was. And Eagles -9. I backed the Eagles and I knew it within 30
You
seconds.
believed
Well, I
in
got-
Kenny Pickett.
Yep.
And Tanner McKee.
All right. This week, Browns +18, Steelers +1.5, Bears +9.5, Chiefs +10, and Dolphins -1.
What a wild combo.
Wait, Chiefs are the 10-point underdogs.
Yeah, against
because they're
the
resting everyone.
Oh,
Because they're
that's
resting
fair.
everyone. Yeah, because they're resting
Yeah.
everyone.
All right.
Yeah.
But that's going to do it for us here this week. We will see you next week for the recap of Week 18 and some other stuff that we got planned. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Connor, where we'll find you?
On Twitter at the King Con, on Letterboxd, and then yeah, that's about it for now.
Jacob?
You guys can find me pretty much everywhere at Jacob London. And yeah, new year, so I may start watching movies again, but I don't know.
Movies, what are those?
Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky at Chanceward_91. Find me transforming into demon or something. I hear Nosferatu changes you, so I'm gonna find that in about an hour. Also check out Shows by Chance, the podcast. Our episode on Karate Kid is out already. Episode on Field of Dreams will be recorded within the next few days. And then we got our best performances of the years. That's always a really fun way to kick off the 2025. And yeah, that's going to do it for us here. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.